6 goals. 6 in a single World Cup match by a country that most people didn't even believe belonged at this tournament. Canada, a nation that spent decades being laughed at in football, just walked onto the World Cup stage and absolutely demolished Qatar, 6-0. And the man who made it happen, Jonathan David, is now sitting joint top of the Golden Boot standings alongside the greatest footballer who ever lived, Lionel Messi. Let that sink in for a moment. To understand why this result is so extraordinary, you first need to understand where Canada has come from. This is a country where ice hockey is religion, where football was always an afterthought, where qualifying for a World Cup was considered an impossible dream for generations of Canadian football fans. And yet here they are, co-hosting the biggest sporting event in human history, and not just showing up, but putting 6 goals past an opponent in front of the entire watching world. Canada football is no longer a punchline. Canada football is a story that is only just beginning. So what exactly happened in that match against Qatar? From the very first whistle, Canada were dominant. They pressed high, they moved the ball quickly, they created chance after chance. Qatar, who qualified as a host nation for the 2022 World Cup and were eliminated in the group stage without winning a single game, had absolutely no answer for Canada's intensity and quality. And then Jonathan David took over. If you don't know who Jonathan David is, let me tell you right now. He is a 25-year-old Canadian striker who plays for one of the biggest clubs in Europe. He is fast, he is clinical, he is ice cold in front of goal. And against Qatar, he was absolutely unstoppable. He scored 3 goals, a hat trick, on the World Cup stage for Canada, the country that barely existed in world football just 10 years ago. The final score, Canada 6, Qatar 0, sent shockwaves across the entire football world. It was the biggest winning margin of the tournament so far. It was Canada's biggest ever victory at a World Cup, and it put Jonathan David in a position that nobody, absolutely nobody, predicted before this tournament began. Joint top of the Golden Boot race, alongside Lionel Messi. Here are some facts that will completely blow your mind. Canada have never won a World Cup match in their entire history before 2026, not once. In their only previous World Cup appearance in 1986, they lost all 3 group games and scored 0 goals. 0! And now in 2026, they have just scored 6 in a single game. Jonathan David has now scored more World Cup goals in one match than Canada scored in their entire previous World Cup history combined. Let that fact live in your brain for a moment. And here is the Messi connection that is breaking the internet right now. Lionel Messi, the man who won the World Cup in 2022, the greatest player in the history of football, is tied on goals with a 25-year-old Canadian striker that most casual football fans had never even heard of before this tournament. Jonathan David and Lionel Messi, same number of goals, same Golden Boot position at World Cup 2026. Canada also sit at the top of their group with 4 points alongside Switzerland. They are 1 win away from guaranteeing their place in the round of 32. The co-host nation is not just participating, they are genuinely competing. This result matters for reasons that go far beyond football. Canada is a country of immigrants, a country built by people who came from every corner of the world, bringing their cultures, their languages, and their love of football with them. Jonathan David himself was born in Brooklyn, New York to Haitian parents and grew up in Canada. His story is the story of Canadian football itself, built from diversity, driven by hunger, and now exploding onto the world stage. When Canada scored that 6th goal against Qatar, it wasn't just a football result. It was a statement. It was a nation saying, "We are here, we belong here, and we are not going anywhere." Every young Canadian kid who has ever kicked a football in a park, every immigrant family who moved to Canada and dreamed of seeing their adopted nation compete at the highest level, every coach and player who kept believing when nobody else did, they all felt that 6th goal in their bones. This is what the World Cup does. This is why we love it. Canada 6, Qatar 0. Jonathan David hat trick. Joint Golden Boot with Messi. top of the group. The co-host nation is alive, they are dangerous, and they are playing with the kind of freedom and joy that makes teams impossible to stop. The FIFA World Cup 2026 has already given us Cape Verde holding Spain. It has given us Mexico reaching the knockout stage first, and now it has given us Canada destroying Qatar 6-0, and a 25-year-old striker standing shoulder to shoulder with Lionel Messi in the Golden Boot race. We are still in the group stage. Imagine what is coming next. If you want every result, every shock, every story, and every moment of World Cup 2026 explained in the simplest and most exciting way possible, subscribe to FWC Hub right now. Hit the bell, share this video with every football fan you know, because this tournament is delivering moments every single day, and we are going to cover every single one of them. Don't miss it.